Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome. Okay, we are doing some spooky games for today. I might need to turn down my mic just a little bit. I also need to go into the settings and get that audio up. All right. That's all good. Okay. Everything should be fine. We're rolling. Are we indeed bowling? I'm just gonna go grab my chat up so we can get started. And yeah, we'll just play some spooky games this Halloween. Ooh, very scary. Okay. Let's go over here. Okay, let's go to live. See live on control room. Alright, I see my chat. It's really good. Very good. We can see my chat. Perhaps. Let me minimize this. Oh crap! No, my chat. There you are. Oh, that's the furthest it goes. Okay. Wonderful. It still seems a bit loud. I'm just gonna turn that down. Ah, crap. There we go. Now, I think we're ready. Got my chat up. Don't see any problems with this so far. So let's get started. I have no idea what we're going into this game. Welcome to Bad End Theater. On this stage, we shall be toying with your fate. You'll be... You will make many choices, unlocking darker and darker paths, in all your order to witness all the lovely variety of tragic events. Yeah, this is not for the faint of heart. But first, allow me to explain how it works. To begin the tutorial, select whichever doll you would like. You are a human doll, a demon doll. I would love to be the demon, but I think I'll go with human. You are in control of the human doll. You're a friendly little guy, just minding your own business. That technically does sound like me. How will you interact with the demon doll? That's actually a good question. I don't know what I would select though. I'll play it nice. You try to make friends with the demon doll, but it kills you in cold blood. How ruthless! I'm pretty sure my other choices never really mattered. You found your very first bad ending. But don't worry, the story will not end. The story need not end here. Let's reset the stage and try it again. This time you'll be controlling the other doll. You're in control of the demon doll. You're a fierce-looking guy, minding your own business. How would you interact with the human doll? I will attack it. You kill the human doll this time, and it doesn't resist. This is all because you chose to play nice in the first round. Are the mechanics becoming clear? Now that you know how the story goes, you can set the doll's behavior in advance. As you just saw, these behaviors will automatically be set to whatever you chose during your last playthrough. But for now, you can try each one or... let me restart. But for now, you can turn on each one or I can't read. But now you can turn on each one or off without having to replay it from the doll's perspective. Yes, my theater is actually doubles as a puzzle game. Great! I hate puzzles. I suck at puzzles. Okay, now you're turning now try turning the doll's behavior on and off and see how different different the outcome is. We're hostile. Okay, you're in control of the human doll. You're a friendly little guy. Yeah, okay, it's the same thing. I will attack it. You both attack each other at once and die together. End tutorial. Yeah, I'm done. Do you understand how to play? Yeah, I get it. This game saves your progress automatically, so just relax and collect all the bad endings at your own pace. Now, without further ado, let's start the show! Wow. Oh, hey, I got an achievement! You are the Overlord, the Underling, the Maiden, the Hero. Set behaviors will change from the flow of the events. Gotcha. I want to start with the Overlord first. You are the Overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. It's a pretty crushy life, you think. Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. There's a role called Hero whose whole purpose in life is just to dethrone you. What's their deal anyway? You've actually tried to avoid pissing off the humans in... You've actively avoided pissing off the humans in hopes that they'll leave you and your army alone, but they never do. You're still new to the whole Overlord thing, and if you're still new to the whole Overlord thing, if you're being quite honest with yourself, you don't really understand the politics of it. But you remind yourself that everyone is doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being an evil Overlord as they expect. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself to a higher standard like that. One of your underlings walks into your room, totally interrupting your thoughts and about how awesome you are. They're saying something about how boring it is to stand in one place guarding the castle all the time, especially since there's no one that ever comes here anyways. You see their point, but the way they're whining about it kind of bothers you. What do you think of this underling? Tell them to get back to work. Grant them the day off. I'm nice. I'll definitely give them the day off. You tell them to take a break from stifling at the castle take a break from the stifling castle atmosphere and refresh their dark soul. A day off should be fine every once in a while. They thank you and happily scurry off to who knows what. You have done nothing but... You have nothing better to do today, so you decide to take a nap for a little while. Being the Overlord sure is great. God, I feel like I've been reading comprehension. You awake to a huge commotion outside. Great. A hero has showed up and started totally murdering your soldiers. What the hell, guy? What the... You rush out into the battlefield to confront this jerkwad. You curse him and very rudely acquire his reasonings for doing this. The hero yells at you, demanding during the return of the maiden you're holding captive. You don't know what he's talking about, but you can't forgive his actions. You do a battle with the hero, but he's grown stronger from cutting down your army. You're unable to defeat him. With the specific With decisive swings, he stabs you and cuts you to pieces. You fall, and you fail your subjects. You spit curses weakly. You wish you had been stronger. Maybe you were never suited for the Overlord in the first place. The truth was, there were never that much more powerful than the demons that served you. It was the title, the control that gave you strength. Those thoughts as you swallowed into these are your thoughts as you swallow into darkness. Conquered Overlord End. This just send me back to the beginning. Oh. There's 41 bad endings? Huh. Oh. Okay. Okay, we can skip this because we already know what we've read. The chiptune's pretty good. Tell them to get back to work. You give them a lecture about the responsibility and unquestioning obedience. Your servants ought to do what they are told, whatever they like or not. They look really unhappy with you, but you're sure that they'll thank you for this later. Venturing too far from the castle tends to spell death. You dismiss the underling and lie down in your nice and comfy Overlord bed. All that lecturing has made you wanted to take a nap. You fall asleep pretty quick. Just another one of those amazing talents as the Overlord. You wait for a huge commotion outside. The hero showed up and started totally murdering your soldiers. What the hell, guy? You rush out to the battlefield to confront this jerkwad. You curse very rudely and cry, blah blah blah. The hero yells at you, demanding the return of the maiden you're holding captive. You don't know what he's talking about, but you can't forgive his actions. You do battle with the hero, but he's gone quite squadron. You are unable to defeat him. With decisive swings, he stabs you and cuts you into pieces. You fall. You failed your subjects. You spit curses weakly and, weakly. You wish you had been stronger. Maybe you were never suited for Overlord in the first place. The truth was, you were never much more powerful than the demon that served you. It was the title, the control that gave you strength. All those thoughts as follow, blah blah blah. Huh. I see. Let's do the hero. You're the hero. You like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. Your life has been rather ordinary, aside from the occasional heroic adventures fighting evil monsters and whatnot. You are told that a maiden from your village has been captured, and it's likely being held captive at the nearby demon Overlord Castle. I can't read today. Who even puts a village right next to an entire demon Who even puts a village right next to where an entire demon army hangs out? I don't get it. But you're happy to protect the townspeople you fought. You are happy to protect the townspeople, though. You were born to play this role. You head off on your adventure to rescue the maiden. But 2 demon soldiers block your path. You can kill them or gain them, you can kill them to gain experience. bravely slaughter the evil creatures. You made quick work of the vile creatures who stood in your way, feeling much stronger now. After a long trek, you made it to the castle front gates, where you are faced with an army of demons. All look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. You cut through the demon army. You gather the courage. This is what must be done to order to save the maiden. These are all evil demons anyway. The world is much safer with them gone. That's what you tell yourself while killing one after the other on your way to the Overlord's chambers. The Overlord appears, demanding to know what the hell you're doing murdering her soldiers. You get straight to the point and ask her where the maiden is. She fades in annoyance. A convincing act, but you won't be fooled. If the maiden is here, then what will happen to her? You can't see only one answer. I suck at reading! The Overlord definitely captured her. In fact, it's possible she's already been devoured. Thinking about the poor maiden's fate, fills you with hatred. You fight the Overlord with everything you've got. You become stronger from the hordes of demons that you took down before this final battle. The Overlord is almost no match for you. You cut her into pieces, the Overlord has fallen. You breathe a sigh of relief, as your job is not yet finished. You search the castle, but unfortunately there's no sign of the maiden within these walls. Just as you expected, she has already been devoured. You feel hollow. A great evil has been banished from this world, but what does that matter if you were too weak to save someone? You stand alone in the midst of courage and ponder. You standing alone in the midst of courage and ponder what it means to be a hero. You return to the Overlord's remain and wrap her head in your cape, bringing it back to the village. Surely your grateful victory will be celebrated. Let's do the maiden. You are the maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon's Overlord castle. You are told that you are fated to be captured by the Overlord one day, because you are a beautiful young girl. Demon Overlords apparently love capturing those. You think how you haven't heard that it's actually happened to anyone, but maybe the demons just haven't been given the opportunity. Who knows? You're in a church, you pray to your god, ask why you have been born into this role of the maiden. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really curious as what's the point of it. It is. You are impatient. I suck at reading. Meeting a demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. But maybe you'll understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get captured already. You'll even know and venture forth to find the demon just to see what happens. Not long into your adventure, a demon underling appears before you. It looks pretty scary. Introduce yourself. You tell the demon your name and explain the maiden from a village. This demon suddenly jumps you and starts biting you a lot. How painful. This plan of yours was completely stupid, you think? Why couldn't you have just been more patient? Why did you just have to go looking for trouble? You aren't angry or anything, of course. This was all your fault, trusting a demon not to devour you in sight. This is your punishment for questioning fate, I guess. Bit by bit, you are swallowed by the demon until you are no more. What if I just do the other ending? You yell, but no hero does come. Okay, so it's literally just the same ending. Gotcha. Alright. Underling time. You are the demon underling in service of the Overlord. You aren't particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tell you. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. It's unbearably boring. Heroes rarely come all the way to challenge the Overlord anyway. It's a lot of standing in one place, staring into nothing. You feel like you're going crazy, so you feel like you're going crazy if you don't get a break, so you decide to ask the Overlord for the day off. She gives you a earful about how irresponsible. Oh, okay, so it's literally just like the Overlord. But what she does know. What does she know about anything? You made her who made her the boss of anything? You complain about the Overlord to your friends. They agree that she's kind of a snob, a total and totally and totally deserves to be kicked from her throne. You only want to vent your frustrations, but the conversation somehow turns into an assassination plot. You should possibly steer this irresponsible direction. In a responsible direction. Let's overthrow her. No, you're sick of this Overlord holding you and your friends back. You agree that it's time for a change of management. Your friends suggest maybe you should be the new Overlord. You like the sound of that. You announce that your first act of rebellion is to take the day off like you wanted. Your friends aren't very impressed, but you assure them that you'll talk more about this assassination thing when you get back, which satisfies them. You sneak out of the castle and have some fun. And the change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in grass, wild and free. That's where you make your way along the path of a nearby human village. You encounter a maiden. The maiden seems very frightened and screams for a hero to come save her. You consider your options. Tell her to quit yelling. When the maiden realizes you're not gonna hurt her, she regains her composure. Now she starts to talk to you like your friends or something. You don't understand humans at all. You speak the same language, of course. which has always confused you. Because why is there a conveniently one language in this world? If demons and humans have to be independent societies, wouldn't it make sense for them to have each other have their own language? I suck at reading. Fuck. The maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's been trying to fulfill. The bottom line for what you gather is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. It sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. The Overlord asks where you found this maiden, knowing full well that you left the castle when you weren't supposed to. You apologize for disobeying her, but hope that the maiden will be an interesting enough present that you may be forgiven. The Overlord nods and says that everything's cool as long as you always listen to her from now on. You're impressed with that easygoing boss she is. You mentioned how you can't believe you and your friends are even considered overthrowing her. She gives you a look and says, "That was a joke, of course." She smiles and dismisses you. You decide it's about time to take a nap. Is it the same situation? Yeah, a few hours of sleep. You were really waked from the sounds of battle. You emerge into your room. Blah blah blah. The strain by assassins. What a jerk. Who does the guy think he is, coming in here and killing everyone like he's some maniac? What did we ever do to him? You lunge while he's busy with a sword into it. God, I can't read. Into a sword into a god who sometimes brought you food whenever they noticed you were feeling kind of down. You liked that god and wished that all your demon heart for this hero suffers for his deeds. You bite into him, tearing flesh from bone. It tastes like iron. But the hero struggles. You feel the sword go through you. But there's no pain, only retribution. More of your comrades pile into him as your consciousness fades. The hero is overtaken. Your army has won. You have earned your rest. There's so many endings. You know, I think I might leave it here. I know this is going to be a very short stream. It's just that I suck at reading. So it's probably best if I end stream. Alright, next week I will be streaming Age of Imprisonment, which that would be a good game, because that doesn't require a lot of reading like this. Because I suck at reading. Anyway, thank you for joining for this 30-minute stream, I guess. Toodaloo!